I mean,
And
like
next week-
Emperor Palpatine's kind of hot. Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to. But you probably should. You probably are. And you're like, whoa, who is this new foreigner on the podcast? It's me, Rob, here with my buddy Cole. And we just want to tell you, hit us up on patreon.com at patreon.com/chillfiltered if you want to support the show monetarily and get into one of our drink alongs. Our next drink along, I think, is hopefully. Have you seen an official release of when we're on Matt Madness?
Never. Yeah. I mean, it might be next week. I mean, it might be this week as of the release of this podcast.
That's right. So keep an eye out for that. We will do it as a pre-funk tailgate. You're too late to get into this one, but if you want to get into future drink alongs, hit us up at the $10 tier. Also, hit us up on Instagram.
We got the next 3 months lined up already.
Oh,
so.
And it's always good. Cole, the heart, the brains, everything of this podcast. He's Captain
Nerve.
Planet. He's our hero, and he always works things out and gets amazing stuff for drink along. So anyway, that's that. Cole, how you doing, buddy? It feels like it's been a while. I think because last episode we didn't really do the whole like how you doing. We didn't do a check-in. It was I was pleasantly surprised last week. I thought people were going to be like, oh man. But people were like, you know what? I do appreciate the format, but this one didn't feel off. It didn't feel off brand at all.
Yeah.
It was just a fun conversation that worked out well.
So anyway, he kind of fit in. It wasn't a super interview. It was just a lot of talking, which is good, which I think is like the best. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Another week, another dollar. Oh wow, look at us. Yeah, we've never done that before.
No, we mind melded.
You Dr. Mind bended me. Yeah, and life's good. Heather had her anatomy ultrasound yesterday. Confirmed girl.
Oh gosh, good. I always suspected Heather was, but now that she's pregnant and we've got the confirmed anatomy of Heather,
exactly. I guess I should clarify that. For those who don't know, my wife is pregnant.
She's all woman, man.
She's all woman. That's funny. We got a genetic test early on, and it said 99% chance that 1% error chance that it's not, or whatever. It was said to be a girl, and it looks like we're having a girl officially. So that was exciting. And then I have a lot of shout outs, but I'll get to them right before the history. But it's plenty of great shout outs this week. Good listeners this week. Good listeners always.
Shout outs too.
Yeah. I left a room for you. So
oh boy.
I'll slot you in, Robby. I'll pencil you in. Your people can talk to my people. Yeah. I'm drinking John J. Bowman, the single barrel from A. Smith Bowman, and I'm loving it. It's good. It was put in a Connemara 12-year sample bottle because I forgot to bring a Entry Buzz glass. That's okay. But otherwise, life's good. I mean, I 2 weeks have gone by since we've shot the breeze. But I feel like not a lot is crazy. Not a lot is up in the air. I'm sure I'll think of something, but how are you doing?
The funk on the nasty dunk.
Don't fake the funk.
I'm good. It's been a pretty decent week. I think I've mentioned a little while ago we were having some sleeping issues with the twins.
Oh, rough. No. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, so here's the thing is every night Juniper was coming into our room.
Oh, yeah.
And
scared of the curtains.
Curtains. So then then we did the bunk. We put bunk. Their beds were. We put them together as a king size because they're twins or whatever. And then we did them as a bunk. We thought, okay, a bunk's gonna help. But she still kept coming in and is right around the same time every night. So I started going in there at night to put I would wake her. I put a stuffed animal in her arms, and hopefully she'd be I'll wake up with the stuffed animal, be cool. And she would kind of toss a little bit, and I'd say 2/5 of the time she was
40%
shouldn't wake us up. And And then Chelsea and I were talking, like she would wake up and she'd be like confused and angry, and then would not remember it the next morning. Like she would be like, whoever was with her, be like, I don't want you, I want the other one. So like whoever like woke up when the door opened.
Oh wow!
You had to wake the other person up to go comfort her because she was just mad and
I want mommy
crazy.
when she's with you. Yeah,
and I want daddy when she's with mom.
That's hard.
And then, like we were talking about it, and I was like, I wonder if this like development. So I looked some stuff up, and it's like I can't remember what it's called. But one of the things was like wake them up around that time, and it'll kind of they'll be less confused, and it's been working. So like I go in there every night to wake her up, and she's like, I gotta get to where's my blue? And then like we're good, and so that's kind of cute. Oh, the other thing is she lost her second tooth, so like she lost like the lower right one, and then she lost like her buck tooth incisor thing, whatever that is. I don't know, the gopher tooth, right above it. It was dangling by a thread. Like you would brush it and it would be like moving and bleeding. Lost that at school. And we've only given one tooth to the tooth fairy. She wants to keep one tooth for herself.
Is she saving them for later? Okay.
No, but
she just wants
to keep one. Yeah.
How much does the tooth fairy pay in Meridian, Idaho?
It's localized to our house, but it's $1. And Juniper said today, how come the tooth fairy doesn't give $5? And I said, well,
because your cousin,
you don't brush your teeth enough. So yeah, it was funny this morning.
That's how it works.
Finley comes around, Dad, pull my teeth out. I'm like, whoa, honey. Whoa, that's Finley's great. Very like she's very motivated by money. So like
that's great.
Sort of. Yeah, I mean it is because like she like Juniper like
get moving.
Like the other night, like Juniper was she was over. Like Amara had a dance thing this week, and we went to go watch the performance. And Junie was like overtired, and like just trying to get her to calm down, move things along. And I'm like, Finley, hey, we're babying on Junie, but I'll give you $1 in the morning. She's like, I could do $1. And like, so it's like in that regard, it's like it only cost me $1 to like keep the peace.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. So
yeah, seriously. And motivation's good. It's good to be motivated by something. I figure
something, as long as it's not something
$1 million.
Or a butt chug.
Or the old butt chug.
I do need some help here, though. I need to crowdsource. I've decided I need to disperse. Like, oh my gosh, I'm like sweating here. Look, you see how glistening I am?
Glisten away. Wow.
It was a day, like kids in my hall, not the show, the actual thing. I've just been like rambunctious, and I need to disperse them in a way that's effective, but also kind of annoying.
Farts.
And so I'm just going to give the Bluetooth speed. I'd rather be a smart fella than a fart smeller. And I would take the Bluetooth speaker out and just blast a song. So I'm thinking of songs that like are clean lyrically, that can annoy people, but are also good songs.
What about David Bowie? Hear me out.
Okay.
I was just listening to
which
Space
song?
Oddity. Start with Space Oddity. And then, because it's old enough where people are like, that's old music, especially the kids these days. But it's good enough where you can enjoy it. I mean, he's David freaking Bowie.
Okay. All right. I can do that. I'll start with that.
And see where that goes. And then we'll adjust. But yeah, crowdsource it too. We'll put it on Instagram, hopefully. So,
or if we don't, just message me. I needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I've gone with a lot of like I have Blitzkrieg Bop with the I.O. Let's go to class.
Oh, nice.
And they're not always so nice. And I have Idols Kill 'Em with Kindness, which does say kill, but you're being nice.
Nice.
So that works.
You know what's
and I have Deftones Drive.
Okay.
Far away, anywhere but here. Just go to class.
Yeah,
that's my thing. I don't know. I need help.
What was it? Your wife introduced me to the Jealous Sound. And I think their album title was Kill 'Em with Kindness.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Jealous Sound. Great band.
Great band. Great like. Yeah, that album's great.
It is so well done. It hits like on this very like certain spot where you're just like,
oh yeah,
the whole thing.
Every now and then I'll just listen to the whole album again, and I don't listen to them often, but it's like once a year I'll be like, I could go for some Jealous Sound right now.
You know, Cole, you're recording in Virginia. I'm in Boise, Idaho. And I still think there's hope for us, even though there's distance between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Great album.
He kind of nailed that vibe, whatever it was.
Dude,
whether you call it like emo to some extent.
It's
I don't
almost
even know
like,
what he'd be
it's kind
under.
of like it reminds me a lot of like Sunny Day Real Estate, where it's just like it hits a certain but even on a better level where you're like, I kind of don't even have to be in a certain mood. Like I can be very moody with my music.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to that now because I'm not in the mood. But that one, like I might say that about it, but once it started playing, I'm all in.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, listeners, look up The Jealous Sound. They got like 2 albums, I want to say, and
pretty quick.
Yeah, but the hard thing, or the good thing is, or the weird thing, I guess, is that I was at Disney recently, and there's like the Haunted Mansion artwork, and there's this one tall-faced ghost in one of the like cartoony ghost face killers, exactly. But the lead singer of The Jealous Sound looks just like him.
He's you know what he looks albino-y,
yeah, he kind of looks like weird and like pale. Lanky and albino. Basically.
It's kind of like he kind of looks like Billy Corgan, but thinner,
but like stretched out. Yeah, like especially his like longer face.
The Emperor Palpatine, without the wrinkles.
Yes.
And if he's listening, I am so sorry. You're a beautiful man.
Sorry, but we love your work. That's all that matters.
No, I mean, like Emperor Palpatine's kind of hot.
Oh, he's super hot.
If I was a chick, I'd date him.
Like him. Yeah, seriously. If I was a man, wait, no, I am a man.
Are you a man?
And why is it so hard to be a man? Am I a man? Yes, technically, yes. What was I thinking? There was something I had in mind. Oh, next week, before we get to the end of the episode, is our Irish St. Patrick's Day / Billy Corgan's birthday episode. So
we'll be drinking a port wine finished.
Ooh, I forgot about that. Actually, it might be Irish? Port wine. What's that?
Is there a port wine finished Irish? There's got to be, right?
Oh, there's got to be. In fact, Goldspot has at least 3 finishes on it, so it might be along those lines. It might have a port in it, and we'll be doing full ode to not Isla, but Billy Corgan.
All right, cool. Here's something I was thinking.
What are you thinking?
I don't know if I can make it happen, but what if we did a live recording on YouTube, St. Patrick's Day?
What day of the week is it?
It's a Friday. It's next Friday.
And then do it on YouTube and then clean it up for like Monday?
Yeah.
And just do a regular episode?
Regular episode? YouTube live?
I'm not against that. What time? Is it like normal time?
I would think normal
time. Because I don't want to interrupt Matt Madness, which is also...
That's true.
That. Yeah.
It would be before Matt Madness. There would also be potential if Chelsea's got it. I don't think she's got it off. So it will also be like a 15-20 minute breather while I pick up the twin. So it's not going to be action packed, exciting.
It's a break.
We'll sell you the whole seat. You only need the edge kind of thing.
We'll put it. Yeah, we'll put it intermission. Idea. I'm not against it. Friday, you said.
Let's think about it.
We'll celebrate
this Friday when the episode comes out.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's
take a walk and talk.
Let's walk and talk. And we'll be right back with history and drinking and all those good times. So here we go to break. And we are back.
Oh, man.
Chill Filtered. Another episode. Episode 245. We're closing in on that 250, and we got to celebrate somehow. So we'll figure that one out.
Is there a 250 proof whiskey?
Yes. It's called, I don't know. I couldn't make a joke for that one.
Because it only goes like 200 would be the highest proof you could get. Yeah.
So we're well beyond that.
1 1/4 times.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
That is crazy though, because there was a point where it was like
milliliters.
I often thought like, okay, it's this episode number. Let's drink a whiskey this proof. We can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
we're old timers.
We're getting too old. But it's too good. And we're picking up. Like I love to see it.
You know what happened this week, Cole?
We're doing pretty well. Yeah, what's up?
We got an email from YouTube. Did you see that?
Yeah.
We hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Totally. And then guess what we're at today?
Like 99. Yeah, it went down to 98.
We were at 98. Yeah. Oh, was it back to 99?
And then I looked this morning and it was 99, but who knows? It might have gone back down to 98. How does that happen? Do people just like, no, I'm tired of these guys. I'm going to pull out.
I'll subscribe and then listen to the first 5 seconds. Like, Matt's an idiot. Why do you have him on the show? Blah.
Matt? Oh, Mark.
No. Well, I was thinking Matt because that's when we started picking up Matt Madison.
Oh, no. So why did you recommend us? I gotcha.
Or even have us on the show.
Yeah. Nah, because we're cool, man. Because we're super cool, super fly.
We're super chill. We're a couple of chill guys.
Chill guys drinking whiskey. People are like, why do I listen to these guys?
No.
But anyways, I got a ton of shout outs this week. First shout out, Jason Preston.
Is it my turn?
Not yet. I'll let you know. I'll pencil you in. Jason Preston for providing us with a whiskey bottle towards future drink-alongs. It is a special one too. Won't get into it yet, but I was able to get the remainder of what we needed for the total amount of drink-along samples to match it. So shout out to Ben Klepzig.
Is it my turn yet?
Almost. Okay. For couriering us 4 samples for future episodes. All of them I'm really looking forward to, but there's also a Bunnahabhain 18 and a Bruichladdich Octomore in there. So stoked.
Timeout. Jason Preston.
Yeah.
Ben Klepzig. Freaking
and now
ballers.
Bryce Merida. Take it away, Robby.
Bryce Merida. Holy moly. We drank Ode to Isla and Cole Brian Rapp found the bottles, didn't he?
Brian, yep, that's
Brian Rapp has the bottles, and Cole was like, "Hey, do you want one of these bottles?" And I was like, "Want? Yes." Pay afford right now? No. I'm trying to get the budget in check. So it's kind of sad. But Bryce Merida sent me 2-ounce bottles of Ode to Isla, which I'm excited because my god baby daddy Chris Calpin's coming over next weekend, and he was like, "Oh, I want to try that," but I killed my sample.
Might as well have.
Yeah, it was so good. And then he also sent some Elmer T. Lee, which I'm very excited because I haven't had any Elmer T. Lee. And you know what? More importantly, Bryce and Ben and Cole, I got 3 shipments of whiskey this week. And Cole, you guys all allowed me. Guess what? I got a pinch this week.
Your booty?
Not mine. Courier's booty. The manliest mailman. He's a mailman because he's male and he's a man. Manliest man.
Yeah.
Pinch that booty.
Did you
wait a minute?
On the podcast
Am I a man? That kind of man?
Am I a male man? I think I brought this up one time on the podcast before, but when Heather was living with you and Amara was like about 3, it was St. Patrick's Day, 2013. And so 10 years ago this week. And Heather told me the story where she was like, basically Robby, was walking in the kitchen or something like that. And she's like, and you said, "Hey, Amara, it's St. Patrick's Day. And Heather's not wearing green. Go pinch her booty." And Amara's like, and you go, "Why you gotta be weird about it, Amara?"
I'm a good
3-year-old Amara. Yeah, you're a great father. Yeah.
Honestly, I have the worst memory, and I love when you bring up these things because you're good at that. And I remember that put me back in that time and place.
It was a good time.
Great time.
I remember this one other story of when Heather made brownies and was like, "Eat me" on the foil, and you're like, "I can't get myself to eat something that speaks or that writes words or something like that."
Word writing. I can't eat a word writing. I don't remember. I remember that in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, was it literate? Illiterate.
Yeah, that makes sense. Literate would make sense.
Okay.
And so another shout out, as somewhat alluded to, Brian Rapp, baller. Nice. Because he went out of his way to find local Phoenix liquor stores that had Ode to Isla still, and he bought 4, 2 of which I'm buying off of him. 1 for himself, 1 for Bryce Merida. So that is the baller move of the week. I'm going to put that on a pedestal right there. Another baller salute to John friggin' Hughes of Embellish Pod. Why, you ask? Because he's awesome. And if you don't know his podcast yet, get to know Embellish Podcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts. So we love John. He's great. Let's get into the history then.
Can I say something first?
Say something.
This week, I can't remember when Ben sent me the samples. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked at Chelsea goes, "Hey, someone sent some more whiskey to you." We're like, "Wow."
You're like,
and
right.
I look at it and I go, "Ben friggin' Klepsik, what a baller!" Right? And she looked at me like, "Baller?" I'm like,
"Who even uses that word anymore?"
I was like,
"We do.
Only the best." Yeah, no, she was very condescending. Like, you don't call people ballers. I'm like, I only save it for the most important of contexts.
Yeah, and that's Ben. That's Ben.
That's Ben. That's Brian.
Yeah. That's a lot of ballers Bryce. This week. Yeah. All the B's, the B ballers, the B-boy
Ben,
ballers.
Rice, Brian, Bush's Baked Beans, the best beans on the market. Boom.
Did we have a Bush's Baked Beans moment?
We did just have a Bush. I bushed my baked beans. Cole, tell me real quick.
Bushed away. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength batch number 2.
Happy to do so. So, this isn't our first A. Smith Bowman product on the podcast. In fact, episode 92, that was a Robby episode. We drank Isaac Bowman, the port cask finished bourbon. Episode 163, we drank A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength batch 1 with the master distiller, Brian Pruitt. That was awesome. And our July 2022.
You did. I didn't make that episode.
No, you made it.
Was I on? No, I wasn't on the Bowman because that was when I was coming back from Vegas.
Oh, no. The second one. Yeah, you weren't on that one. Yeah, it was just me and him. And then, our July 2022 drink along, we drank John J. Bowman. But not a lot of history for a while since basically Isaac Bowman, we did some basic background for it. But A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength was an interview episode. And the John J. Bowman.
Bush's Baked Beans.
Another Bush's Baked Beans moment, everyone. But, and then our drink-alongs, we don't do history, so I got a lot of fun things about A. Smith Bowman Distillery. So A. Smith Bowman Distillery goes back quite a bit, not too far, but it is a Virginia distillery as well, so go Virginia. Let's go back to the year of 1927, a rough year for America because it was still Prohibition. But the Bowman family, a wealthy family in Virginia, purchased some land in what is now Fairfax County in northern Virginia. It was known as Sunset Hills at the time, and they had a nice farm built. Their goal was to grow grain.
Oh, they had a nice farm built.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Their goal was to grow grain and milk some cows, but Virginia
isn't
that, I know, right? But Virginia, that fertile, beautiful land that it is,
cow in the dark,
certainly much more beautiful than Mexico, produced for them a surplus of grains. And what can you do with a lot of extra grain? I know. Set it aside for distilling.
Perfect.
So within a year after
ignoring Robby.
No, we'll figure it out. I'm like, wait, do I stop for that one? But we're like, I guess we're doing okay on time. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, drunk daddy just got to walk to the bus stop. That's the only problem.
Oh, that's true. No, we got time.
We're good though. We're good on that time.
Yeah. So within a year of Prohibition, what?
Don't tell the neighbors. Drunk daddy's picking the kids up at the bus stop.
That's for sure. But they'll see it. They'll see you. They'll judge you.
Oh my gosh. Could that be my new nickname?
Drunk
daddy.
Neighbor. A
drunk daddy. Would you please stop drinking whiskey?
It's Chill Filtered with Cole Seabald and Drunk Daddy. But anyway.
We're side? No, we're east side. You're east side, actually. Drunk daddy.
I'm east side.
Puff is from the east side, yeah.
Yeah. Puff Daddy. You could be Drunk Diddy. Anyway.
Drunk Diddy.
So within a year of Prohibition ending in 1933, in 1944, Abram Smith Bowman built a distillery on the land and made it a business. With the help of his two sons.
Killed him.
That's good, actually. It felt good. I don't know. There was something about it. I was like, that sounds funny. They put out their first batch of Virginia Gentlemen within a certain time. And they did well in Virginia. In fact, they were the sole legal distillery in Virginia until the 1950s. And in February of 1988, they moved to the distillery down to Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania area. A beautiful land, only about an hour and a half drive from where I'm at now.
Nice.
In 2003, they were purchased by Sazerac. And they're known for not only producing some of their own juice, but also for using juice from another distillery. It's interesting. It's pretty unique, actually. What's that?
It's interesting.
It's interesting. The bourbon that
what interest, Cole, you might ask? Cole, take it away.
Take it away. The bourbon that comes from A. Smith Bowman, at least for the most part, was mashed, fermented, and distilled at Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. But they do one extra thing with it. Do they finish it in different barrels? No. They actually, well, maybe they do sometimes, like, they port cask finish or whatever. But their extra step that they're known for is running one more distillation through a copper pot still, and then they age it. Now the question is, mash bill 1 or mash bill number 2? We don't know, but we are pretty darn sure it's definitely not the weeded mash bill. So these bourbons from A. Smith Bowman, they are very similar to Buffalo Trace, something like Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, or maybe even Blanton's. But they're definitely different. They're not the exact same. Their main offerings bourbon-wise are Bowman Brothers Small Batch, John J. Bowman Single Barrel, and Isaac Bowman Port Cask Finish Bourbon. All delicious in my book, but the real fun happens with their other bourbon releases, one being Abraham Bowman releases. All experimental, like the sequential fill or the gingerbread or the rum finished. Tons of them. There was a Sweet 16. I thought it was cool. These are a collector's dream in the bourbon world. And as I've found out, and I've tried a few, and they're all amazing. Even the gingerbread, like stout finished barrel one was amazing. Then in 2021, they released their first batch of A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength at 144.1 proof. A 10-year bourbon with a whopper of a proof. And it was one of the best bourbons I've had in the last 2 years. I remember that. Then this comes around, another whopper. So let's get into the details here. But before I do...
Whopper, double... I don't know that song, but the kids sing.
I like double whoppers. I really like Burger King.
I like Carl's Jr. better than Burger King, but Burger King is definitely more readily available. And they have a veggie burger.
Oh, yeah, and they have an Impossible Burger or whatever. Is that what you meant?
Carl's Jr. has the Impossible.
No, Burger King does too.
Do they have the Impossible?
Yeah.
They used to have their own veggies before then.
Yeah. Now we know.
And knowing
anyway, it is half the battle. But before I do get to the details of this, what we're drinking today, I did want to say Brian Pruitt, the guy that we had on the episode that we did 130 or 163, he has moved up in the Sazerac world. And since we spoke to him last, he is no longer the main distiller of A. Smith Bowman, to my knowledge. I don't know exactly what he is doing, but he's still with Sazerac, and he's making some crazy stuff, so I hear. Like some really cool stuff with Sazerac. And the new A. Smith Bowman distiller is a guy named David Bach. And he had been working with Sazerac before going to A. Smith Bowman. So anyway, what we're drinking today is A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength Batch 2. And it is a 10-year, likely triple distilled, similar to like what we'd expect from the other ones, with the third round being a copper pot still, like the ones. Oh yeah, that's right. Benjamin copper pot stills. It's a hazmat.
I said booby twaps.
Is that what you said?
No, that's what data says.
Oh, okay. I'm into data. It's a hazmat at 144.5 proof. That's a lot of, what is that? 72.25% alcohol. Higher than the last release, just by a little. Assumed to be a rye recipe bourbon, but that's not disclosed. Released last December 2022. Very hard to find. Thank you to Sazerac for sending us a sample. We will do an objective review. Yeah, but we are grateful nonetheless. Total Wine price. It's not really on Total Wine too much, but I doubt it. But it's $100 a bottle at retail, but I've seen it go as high as $3,000 on the secondary market. So
dang.
Yeah, let's do this. I got my 2 ounces. You got your 2 ounces.
I already drank my 2 ounces. And let me tell you, this was
man, that was tight.
So that's what she said. I feel like I shouldn't have made that joke, but okay. I'm gonna disturb my whiskey.
Perturb, perchance.
Oh, ooh. This is just a nice bourbon, right? Appley, sweet.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a Stag Junior.
Yeah, no, it's really nice on the nose so far. Like nose-wise, very pleasant to start.
Yeah, it's I got a better nose note on that one.
Oh,
yeah, definitely appley.
It's got a little bit of like that. What's the mash bill? Do you know? Undisclosed.
It's either 1 or 2, so it's a high rye rye mash bill.
Yeah. It's definitely spicy. Rye spicy.
Yeah, this is probably going to be along the lines.
It is this is kind of what this is what you want in a. This is what I want in a bourbon. It's appley, and then you get some of that rye spiciness. And like it's not. I don't want to say vapory because it's not that way forward. It's just you can tell that you're drinking a whiskey, which is nice. Ooh, Cole's making a. Cole.
It's potent on the palate.
Is it?
Like it is. The mouthfeel alone will tell you it's a hot whiskey. It's good, but it's hot.
It is hot.
Yeah, makes sense. Hot. This is probably the highest we've ever drank. Yeah, this is probably our record for proof on the podcast.
You know what? That being said,
what's that?
Like when we had was it 2020 Stag?
Yeah.
And it was just too hot to.
No, really... that was Handy was the one that was too hot.
Thomas H. Handy. Okay, yeah. Thomas H. Handy 2020. That was too hot to like pull stuff out. It was just too hot for hot sake. This is enjoyable. If you really enjoy like super high proof, that hits perfect. Like I get a lot of that appley sweetness is there. The rye spice is there, but it's hot, right?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I like it a lot, and I can see why people would pay for it because you get that proofage with the flavor for sure.
For sure.
A little sip.
My second sip was a lot better because I kind of been primed. My pump has been primed. I guess that sounds weird, but whatever.
Who been pumping on your prime?
No one at all, sir.
Not during. Oh, geez.
Yeah, not on the podcast. There is. I gotta keep trying it, but there is something lacking compared to last year's to me. I don't know if I want to put that forward yet, but it's good. It is great. There's actually not much I don't like about it, but it's not like I want to compare it. It's weird because I enjoy this a lot, but some part of me wants to compare it to some of the like George T. Stags I've had because this has got to be somewhat similar.
So comparing it to,
but I don't want to do that. Yeah,
it definitely is. I think sweeter with the heater, and I get a little bit more like mentholy. I don't know if that's just because of the heat of it, but I do get a little more like menthol, but with that rye spice. I think I don't know if that's the heat coming through or if it's just that's the way it is, but I like this. This is like honestly, like this is. I don't know if I could. This is not a daily sipper by any means. Like you drink this, and welcome to the clinic because your family loves you. It's definitely hot.
That's true.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah. But that's the thing about this one is that, like, you got to focus to not cough because it is hot.
You can't, what you're saying is you can't, like, have a podcast / YouTube channel and talk about this. What are you trying to drink? Oh, sorry. A little burpsy. Because it is hot. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna give it the old spin.
It's giving me the burpsies.
Water. I gave it 3 drops for this little amount, so I have a feeling this might actually, like, really improve it. Yeah, the heat is strong. It's
in the street.
I gotta drink some water.
The heat is strong. Ooh. All right. So I did 2 drops. I think Cole had a bigger pour than I did. He did 3. I like it. I mean, like, a little bit of water is just fine too. Like, it definitely proves it down. It's super sweet still. Get a little bit of, like, on the finish, it's caramely. There's a small note of bitterness right towards the end, but then it gets caramely for me. Like, the finish is very caramely, lingers.
I gotta go for another sip because I'm getting a lot of bitterness.
Are you?
Surprising.
It's
really surprising.
Well, you cleaned your palate before you went into it.
Yeah, maybe that didn't help.
All right, I'm cleansing. You sound a little stuffy. You okay there, buddy?
Last week it was a little worse on my stuffiness, but
getting better.
Yeah, I'm clearing up. Yeah, I got a cold sore on my nose.
Oh man, holding nose herpes.
Yeah,
it was. I'm not letting you nose my whiskey.
My nose a week ago. Yeah, exactly.
You can't give my whiskey a nose job. I don't want that.
Yeah, spin job with the nose, a nose job.
All right. Going for my second sip here.
Yeah, go for it.
You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a technical foul. I told Cole I was going for my second sip, and he sipped as I was sipping. You getting the bitterness?
Yeah, it was just too much.
Not me.
I don't know. That's weird. Because I didn't. I mean, you wouldn't expect a 144.5 proofer to get so much bitter from a few drops of water, but yeah, that wasn't working for me.
The older you get, sometimes the bitter you get.
Yeah.
If it's too loud, you're too old, brother.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just realized
that
when I talk to my middle schoolers, I'll say stuff like that, but instead of saying brother, I'll say bruh. Right? Bruh. Like,
yeah, for the kids.
And then when I talk to this audience, I'm sorry if there's any
brother.
Yeah. I say brother. Yeah, brother. Yeah. Ooh, heck yeah, brother. Gonna snap into this with some ice here in a second. No, I don't get the bitterness with the water after I cleanse my palate there. Like, I can see where it can go that way. The oaking, I think it's oakiness. Is it oakiness or is it bitterness?
It's bitterness for me. Like, I didn't even enjoy it with the ice or with the water.
Okay.
But I'm glad you did, because I was like, I would hate for this.
I like it with the water. I feel like the caramely kind of back end of the palate is there with it, and I like it. I mean, I like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, with the nose throughout, like each nose with the neat and the water and the ice, it was never overpowering in terms of proof with the nose. Close to that on the neat pour with palate, but I'm about to sip with the ice pour. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you go and sip, and I'll sip at the same time, and no one's talking. See, no, I did not sip at the same time as Cole. Cole, you're forgetting, like, now that we're doing StreamYard, we can see when each other sips. When we used to do it, like, coinciding.
I'm about to sip.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip. That was a good cue for don't drink.
Talk about the color.
To talk. It's a beautiful terracotta. Now, Cole,
when I talked, I said Cole sipped it. I ruined it.
That's what I'm saying.
So let me try it again. While
you go for it,
you go for a sip.
I've been talking this. I have not shut up.
Let me try another sip. Keep talking.
Here's the thing: Cole may not be Captain Planet. Cole is maybe not Earth. He's not fire. Maybe wind or water. I am definitely heart. And I don't know who our Captain Planet is. I feel bad for the heart kid. Because it was like, Earth,
pansy kid.
Here's a bunch. Right? Did you ever watch Captain Planet, Cole?
Never did.
You kidding me?
No. It was a little bit before my time, I want to say.
Before my time, I want to say. Thanks, Cole.
It had to be like early 90s or late 80s.
It was like mid 90s. So
oh really? That would have been my time.
It was, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
What's the you ever watch The Last Airbender? The cartoons?
No. I never got really into that kind of scene.
I will say The Last Airbender is great cartoon to watch.
That's what I hear.
Will say, yeah, no, it's great. So you kind of have like the earth, the fire,
and the wind,
the water. Wind is pretty cool. It's more like the water,
or it's air.
Yeah, air. But the heart kid and heart, I know how they feel. Empathy.
Yeah.
Why? I think empathy is a great thing.
Robby.
I'm a Cincy Mincy, but I am saying the heart is the worst one. Anyway, go for my water pour. What'd you get on the water or the ice?
You're still drinking water pour?
All right.
Okay. Oh, I hope I didn't ruin it for you. This is the one that you can ruin by talking. The palate at least. I like it. Don't love it with ice.
I think it's just how aged was this? I think
10
it
years,
just might be. I think it just might be the oak.
Mm-hmm.
I think the oak really stands out on this.
Give this a really good shot. My last sip. Just got to give it my best taste.
I got like my neighborhood lawnmower people running around outside, even though there's been snow on the ground this morning. We had a winter school yesterday. I think the bitterness might just be the oak on it. Because it really tastes oaky with ice. Like it really is pronounced. I think the best pour is probably neat.
Yeah, I would say
there's a lot of heat, but you can still, you feel like you're drinking a bourbon.
Yeah, and it's like a good bourbon. It reminds me of a good like Stag Junior.
Yeah. I think when you add some, when you get something this hot, sometimes you think, water or ice is gonna kind of tame it and be like, oh, it's good. But I feel like for what they have,
it was best.
They nailed it, right?
True.
Like,
yeah, I don't know if they could have done it better.
So yeah, I think it's the oak comes out a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm burping so much here.
Yeah, I got some I don't got burps because I can't burp, but I'm getting like weird throat spasms.
Bowman, listen. Your whiskey's making us burp.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Cut it out.
Because some of us can't burp.
Yeah, exactly.
Knock it off.
This is a hard one to rate.
It is. It really is.
Because
why?
Neat was the best. I'm going to take my last sip of this little bottle.
I should go back to a little bit neat. I'll do it at the same time, and then everyone has to listen to nothing. No, I think this is a hard one because it is pretty high proof. As high of proof as it is tricky to be like. I mean, they nailed something with the neat for sure, where it's hot, but you still get you feel like if you love high proof whiskey, this is it for sure. And then like once you hit the ice and water, it very much hits a bitter, maybe oaky note.
Yeah, just over oaked.
So I don't know.
I think I have a rating for this one.
All right, why don't you go for it? I'm gonna go back to neat because that was definitely what I thought best.
Last time, batch 1, I think I gave it like a 9.5 or a 9.6 or something like that. This one, 9.0. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think this is a lot less than last year's. For some reason, it's just leaving me a little bit wanting for
desperately wanting
fruity. I like better than Ezra. Desperate. Is that the one who's like,
yep,
kick him in the teeth?
I remember running through the wet grass, slowly falling a step behind. Desperately wanting. I think I'm with you. I'm at like, I feel like this. I feel like this has a niche, right? Like if you really like hot whiskeys, this is gonna hit you at a good spot where you like it.
You know who got this? The Smokin' Oak got one of these, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Smokin' Oak.
So I'm with you. I think I'm gonna go 8.8 on this. Like it is definitely it's
good.
It's original. It like it fits, but I think it fits a niche, and it's not mine.
It's a little
definitely
too strong
like
for me.
The oak or the bitterness kind of hits at a certain spot, and
but
if you like a hot whiskey that has good flavor, this is it. And I typically do. I thought I did. But this is kind of outside my realm, so
yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So hey, we'll send it over to our next segment of the show that we like to call Whiskey World News.
And we're back. Part of the show, we read an article. We didn't write it. Gonna read it. Here it goes. This one comes from the Whiskey Wash from James Logan. It was published yesterday at the time.
Ooh.
No, it was published today, actually, at the time of this recording. And it's titled Whiskey Review, A. Smith Bowman Cask Strength Bourbon Batch Number 2. Let's see how we stack up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. They're like bragging here. Editors know they sent us this whiskey, blah, blah, blah. They also sent it to us.
Special.
In 1927, A. Smith Bowman wanted to be a farmer. He planned to open a dairy farm and granary, so he purchased Sunset Hills, blah, blah, blah. We know this.
All things I covered.
Friggin' awesome. Between that time and the 1950s, the A. Smith Bowman Distillery was the legal producer of whiskey in Virginia. Then 1947, the Bowman family, blah, blah, blah. In 2003, the company was sold to Sazerac. Cole covered it. The A. Smith Bowman Distillery recently released their second batch of cask strength bourbon. Their first batch was aged 10 years. Cole covered it. In 14.1 barrel proof. The second batch comes from the last barrels laid by the former masters of Jordana. Covered it. All right. Anyway, they said, nose, this bourbon is a very nice dark amber in color or appearance. Nice amber, very dark in color. Nose, there's a lovely hint of caramel and leather. Didn't get the leather. Did you get leather?
Nah.
No, me neither.
I got burned.
Yeah. And a touch of cherry. Did you get cherry?
I get cherry. Yeah, like the fruity, appley cherry. Yeah.
I get more appley, but yeah. Palate, this bourbon has a lovely hit of apple and vanilla with a nice wood char flavor to follow. What do you think?
I'm with them. Sure.
Well, I disagree. I think
Did he try it with water?
No.
Didn't think so.
I think, well, let's talk about it, Cole. So, I didn't read much of the article because most of everything you said. I would disagree with this guy. I feel like, Cole, you need to submit a resume
to the Whiskey Wash.
You need to, yes. You could cover
I could be talking with Nino Marchetti daily. Nino
seriously.
Kilgore
Marchetti. Yes. So I don't know. Here's the thing. I feel like, and I want to put this out there, you get better reviews from Chill Filtered than you get from anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
I don't know. Thoughts, Cole?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this is the best place you can get listening to children in the background. But you could also, this is the best place to get Finley's face on the YouTube live, or not the YouTube live, but the YouTubes. And is Finley missing any teeth? Because I would love to see him. And she's whispering into Daddy's ear. But anyway, I do agree. We are the number one, reviewers on YouTube's and podcast world. And no, I'm kind of joking. But I think that's pretty interesting. They put it out the same day we're recording. That's funny.
Well, that's the thing. And I didn't read the article, so that's probably my fault. Mm-hmm. So this is probably the worst world whiskey.
We're doing okay on time anyway, so.
Yeah.
We that thing. Go ahead. I keep getting these hiccups, man.
Gosh, and that's not anything they covered on the Whiskey Wash. If Cole especially was to write for the Whiskey Wash, we would be like,
talk about hiccups.
This whiskey is going to give you hiccups.
Yeah.
Hey, Cole, close your eyes for just a second. Boo! Does scare you?
I think so.
Okay. Are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone
for right now. Okay.
For right now.
I don't know. Just I saw it came out.
I kind of like that though.
I went with
it's all good.
Should we go to the next segment?
Let's go to our next segment. We'd like to call "What Whiskey Would You Choose?" We do have 2 weeks ago's results, and Robby is pulling them up as we speak.
Robby should be more prepared. Cole.
Nah, it's all good. So we talked about the last question was we're at like a bar, and there's like a young child, but of the age of 21. I can't believe I just said that, but a young person of man or woman status, and they are drinking they're drinking at a whiskey bar, and you feel generous. You're like, hey, send the bartender over to that person, boy or girl, and treat them to this. And I believe I said Weller Antique 107.
You did,
and Robby said Bland's.
Okay, and it was really close. You were 52% for Weller. I was 48%.
That's close.
So very close.
Yeah.
We had some good write-ins. Bryce Marita, B_side, with Hibiki Japanese Harmony. And you know what? That's accessible. It's easy for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like palatable.
Yeah.
Right?
And good with ice.
Absolutely. Joel and M09, Fireball mixed with Screwball, topped up with Red Bull. And you know what?
I didn't even hear that. I didn't even read this. So that's so funny to hear from Joel.
That is totally 21 run. There you go. Yeah. Paul Clarkson went with Eagle Rare.
Nice.
I agree.
I agree.
Good one. Matt Time Marker and Bing Club said Booker's on a big cube.
Nice.
Jason Preston, Elijah Craig, barrel proof. I think I'm a little. It is great. And
hopefully it's a stubby.
But I don't know if a new drink, if it's I drank in high school drinker,
scare away a tiny
that might
bit.
work. Yeah.
But if it's a hazmat stubby, now you're talking.
Marco Nazi, Redbreast 15, not breaking the bank for a pour and very approachable for a new drinker. Embellish Pod, John Friggin Hughes, Eagle Rare, Large Rock. That was not my nickname in high school. Brian Rapp, probably cheap out. Buffalo Trace. You know what?
It ain't cheap that cheap. Yeah.
It may not be. It could be. It should be.
But it's like
it may not
perfect. Be. It would be a great choice.
Bro Taskanasuga, our Canadian turtle friend. Eagle Rare 10. Mostly the same reason as Bland's, but it's also where I started. And that's kind of where Cole started.
That's kind of where I started. That was my first love in terms of whiskey until I had Eagle Rare 17. I was like, I found a new love.
So, Whiskey Workshop, 4 Roses small batch. Can't disagree there at all. This week, especially Cole.
Small batch select.
Cole.
Yeah.
We're thinking about possibly doing a YouTube live recording.
Aye, Captain.
Behind the scenes. Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Captain.
Was my accent more SpongeBob pirate than Irish?
In a way. It was more piratey. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, this week, St. Patrick's Day, it's coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to do a live recording.
Hopefully.
Got to work it out. Oh, another burp. This is the burpsiest whiskey I ever had. That's gonna be our next. What whiskey would you choose? What's the burpiest whiskey you ever had?
Whiskey you've ever had?
But
go ahead.
That's not this week's. This week's is St. Patrick's Day is coming up. It's on Friday when we come out. What are you drinking for St. Patrick's Day? It's it's low-hanging fruit. We go to it every year. But what are you drinking this St. Patrick's Day? I know. You ready?
Nice Friday pour. No, I don't have to think. I mean, I have Red Breast at home. I have their single barrel. Is that what they call it? But I'll go with that. Good old Red Breast. If I had their 12-year cask strength, I'd be drinking that.
That is delish. Yeah. I have my good friend coming over. I have a friend come over on St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I have never had Sexton. So I'm going to pick up a bottle of our first
episodes.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick up a bottle of Sexton because I don't know if he's ever had it either. And it'll be fun to taste with my good friend, Chris Kelpin. So
Chris Kelpin, that's what I'm drinking. What a pro.
He is.
Tell him to get on patreon.com/chillfiltered.
And then he'll be a baller and he will become exponentially beautiful.
And his family. Yeah.
Oh, well, his daughter is my god baby, and she is the most gorgeous god baby I ever had.
Think of multiplying that by 1.9.
Oh, and that's how beautiful. Goodness. Oh, all right, Cole. Yeah. What are you drinking next week? Do you have any idea?
Good question. So next week we're going to be drinking Gold Spot. That's it. No choice.
Okay.
It's the only Irish. Well, I guess we have multiple Irishes. So I mean, but we can probably put it.
No. Just tell them. No, you. Hey, you are you, and you intend to go, and that's what we're drinking. We're just drinking.
Yeah, Gold that's Spot. Gonna beat Jameson Black Barrel any day. So, Gold Spot Irish whiskey is what we're drinking.
Perfect. I got
week.
It.
So don't even keep an eye out on Tuesday. Just keep an eye out on Wednesday. So,
and that means Robby better show up on Wednesday.
You better, or people will get angry. And keep an eye out, listeners. We're going to be on Matt Madness, likely on the same episode or the same competition, and vote for who I guess you don't vote for that kind of thing. What's that?
I just realized, do we say we're going to do an episode Friday, a drink along, and then Matt Madness?
No, I think it's the next week that we'll be doing Matt Madness. I don't think it's this week we're doing Matt Madness. I think it's next week.
Okay. Hopefully.
Because if not, we're not going to pull that off. Yeah. We'll be like wasted by the. We're like, hey, Matt, how's it going, man?
Hey, buddy. Yeah. Oh, thanks for. Yeah. I hope we're not like that, Cole.
And I hope that one of us wins our round. At least one of us. Maybe both of us will win our round of Matt Madness.
But most of all, listeners, I hope Cole and I tie. We all move on.
Me too.
And we bring into the commune. But most of all, I hope our love of whiskey
lifted your spirits.
Dad, pull my teeth out. I'm like, whoa, honey,